He did his PhD work with Jeffrey Binder in the Department of Biophysics. His dissertation was using fMRI to improve outcome in the surgical treatment of temporal lobe epilepsy. So my impression of Bill hasn't changed from probably the day that I met him. And basically, I found him to be an extremely focused individual. Irrespective of what we talked about and who we talked about, he always had a focus on the type of research and the vision in the direction that he was going in. He came to the program with a considerable amount of research experience, and he had a desire to work in a specific laboratory at MCW. And that was I think that was one of the deals that we cut when Bill came here, that they would enter that laboratory. But shortly after he joined the program, the mentor left MCW. But what was amazing to me is it didn't diffuse his focus. He knew exactly what he wanted to do, and he went out and found another mentor that would let him do that. And that mentor was Jeffrey Binder. And in my conversations with Jeffrey, he really spoke of Bill as having a really positive relationship. And the one thing that he emphasized is that the depth of Bill's research allowed him to remain competitive as a clinical scientist. So it was really Bill's research that kept Jeffrey competitive for a number of years in his research project. So we'll miss Bill, but we know that the family continues to grow. He's going to join the neurological surgery residency program at Ohio State. It's one of the best neurological surgery programs in the country, and we're really proud to have you there.
I have to apologize. My wife told me to prepare something, so she's usually right. So last time I said thank yous and stuff. I can't actually remember what I said. I probably said thank yous, and so thank you again to everyone with the family, MCW, the program, which I also, my impression of the program and Dr. Barbieri has not changed since I came here. He's an awesome guy, and the program's awesome, and I think I'm very glad that I was given the opportunity to be here, and I would recommend it to anyone out there. So, in general, I kind of like teasing and playing around, and so one of the things I really like are statements that are technically factually correct but make people feel really uncomfortable. And so, being like around election time, one of the things I like is to people emphasize it's important to go out to vote and all that. But technically, if there's an election and the person wins by more than one vote, my vote didn't actually count. And assuming everyone does, you guys all go out and vote. But if I go out and vote, or if I vote for one person or another, it's not going to change the outcome of the election. Which is just facts. So obviously you guys have to vote. That's the premise, but I'm not. And it's I like statements like that and humor in general, because I think it can highlight important points in the concept. If you could go, I have control over my vote. If you could go change any vote in an election, it's not going to change anything. If you want to affect the outcome of an election, you can't change one vote. You have to change 10,000 votes, and you can do that if you're a lobbyist, or if you have a lot of money, or if you go out there and work really, really, really hard, door to door, whatever. So there's all sorts of issues that I have personally. Let's go into some of them now. One of which is that I'm a little naive, and I have my mom here now. I was raised on comic books. I still have as we were going through all the stuff we're moving, I still have my box of comic books, which no one can touch. And in that naive world that I grew up in, there were specific people that were given tremendous amounts of power in society, and then they were given the responsibility to look after everyone else. And everyone here has been given tremendous privilege and power in this world. Just having a doctorate, the money, the income, the social status gives you tremendous amount of influence in this world. And so you can, everyone here is on a path to do good in the world. So that's not, I don't have to worry about that. But there's, you can take the perspective that you're going into this to be a doctor, to help that one patient that comes to you with diabetes, and small victory, you help this person get their diabetes under control, which is good. Or you can think of the broader impact that you can have on society with all the resources that we're given. You can fix one patient, or you can fix 1,000 patients. You can fix a city or a country. In addition to being naive, I'm also generally pretty lazy. And so up until this point, I've always, I see all these issues and social campaigns that come up, and I get all frustrated, and I say, why don't the important people, the people in power, why don't they do something about this? And the problem is, now that we're graduating and we're taking all these really important positions, we're important people. And so if we aren't going to do something about these issues, who is? And I'm intentionally speaking very generally and broad, because there's all sorts of problems in the world. You don't have to look very far. But the one message that I wanted to leave you with is don't underestimate how much influence you can have on the world. And you can just kind of stay focused in your job and just do your day-to-day, or you can harness everything that you've been given and try and go out there and make a real big difference in the world. And one person with a lot, with how much we've been given, one person can do an awful lot.
Some small part.